What if I do one of these?
That could work.
What if I did one of these?
We might get a different type of audience.
Welcome into the show, you hooligans. I'm Devin, that's Zane, and this is Buffet Sports. Our lives have been in shambles, but we're back. We're making big changes. They're on the way. We're going to talk about them progressively over the next couple weeks, but none of that matters.
That's what we are. We're progressive.
No, we're not. Anyways, if you want to be a part of the show, go ahead and comment down below the best comments from the week. We talk about them every single week. We're going to talk about ours at the end of the show. While you're down there, there's a little button. It's a like button. Fucking smash it. Next to that, there's a subscribe button, and next to that, there's a noti bell. Click both of those so that you know when we post videos, and also so that we can get our subscriber number to the next 1,000 Buffet boys. Again,
That's
I'm
gonna
Devin,
make us come.
that's Zane, and this is Buffet Sports. It's all you can eat. Let's get into week 4 of the frickin' NFL, baby.
Yeah, okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs ringing.
So,
All right.
we're opening with fantasy.
Opening with fantasy.
I don't know how we're both 3-0. Let's
All
set
right.
the stage first, all right?
I don't know how
Let's set
I'm
the
3-0.
stage first.
Okay.
Okay, I know how I'm 3-0 because
He's 3-0, but I mean it makes sense why he's 3-0. I think he dropped 140 points this week. What is that?
120 something. I think
120 something.
I beat Travis by like 40.
Yeah, I dropped 96 points, and I got the win. I'm like the flip it. I'm
number
Pittsburgh
1
Steelers.
seed in the league. I don't know how.
Yeah, I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. We're not scoring a lot of points, but we're winning.
We're winning. That's what matters. Winning.
Yeah, we're both 3-0. Me and my boys. Nothing to say about my boys because they all did terrible. Who was the guy who did great? Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones dropped me 24 points. Brock Purdy, I think he threw for 300 yards, 3 TDs with nobody there. So those guys did great. Everybody else did shambles.
You know you can go back in the week, right?
I didn't know that. How would one do that?
See that
right
thing
here,
up there?
Right here. This one, huh?
Yep, that one.
Let's go week 3.
Week 3.
So this was the lineup. Everybody did pretty shambles. You can see over here. So Brock Purdy dropped me 25. Aaron Jones dropped me 25. 10 for Jordan Mason. 17 for Marvin. Marvin had a good game. Devontae went back to week 1 having a shit game. Colby Parkinson. Points. Bro, I forget. It wasn't Colby Yates, but it was one of those guys. They made a video about this man. They're like, yeah, we're seeing high hopes for this guy. This guy's going to take off this year with Matthew Stafford.
Well, it made sense, too, because of all the guys that are injured, but Matt Stafford's just such a dog. He's going to find a way with the guys he's got.
And Tutu Atwell should have picked up Tutu.
I just put a waiver in for him, but I'm not going to get him because I'm the number 1 seed, so my waiver spot's literally the last one.
Yeah, same here, brother. And then, so here's Cowboys D. I knew Cowboys were going to struggle versus the Ravens, but I just kept them. I'm not big when I got a defense. I'm going to keep them in. So -6 points.
-6 is wild.
Yeah. Fairbart, he's been giving me 17 and 20. He gave me 0 here.
Here's donut, bro.
Hey, this is a coaching problem, coaching issue. This is on me and my staff.
This is on you and your staff, really.
Putting Cam Akers, it was on me and my staff. He got 9 points, but let's look at what we were going to substitute him with. We were going to substitute Cam Akers with, can you see him? Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Rome Odunze. I had him in until Saturday night when I switched him out for Cam Akers because I was like, oh, run game for Texas has been good so far. Joe Mixon's not going to play. I feel like they're still going to use Cam Akers. Cam Akers has been playing great.
Oh, Joe didn't play. Okay.
Yeah, no, that high ankle sprain. So we don't even know if he's going to play this week.
That's weird. He finished the game. And so I was like, he's good.
He came back in.
He's fine. He
came back in. But Rome had 11 targets, finished with 23.4 points. And then the other person I was thinking about throwing in Wandale Robinson and Darnell Mooney. If you can't see him, that's 13 and then 14 points. Not too crazy.
You could have been in the number 1
9.9.
slot compared to me. You had a great
Yeah.
bench day.
Rome especially had a great bench, and we're going to talk about Rome a little bit later. But as far as it goes, a lot of my boys are injured. A lot of my boys are hurt still. I'm just, hey, the team that we got here.
Why are you holding on to Jonathan Brooks?
He's supposed to come back in like 2-3 weeks. That's what they say about him.
And what's your point?
He's the number 1 there. Well, he was the number 1 there. Yeah,
No.
Jonathan Brooks was the number 1 running back there.
Chuba. We're going to talk about
Jonathan Brooks was I know he had a great game. I think he dropped like 30-something points, but Jonathan Brooks we'll see how it's going, but that's why I picked him up. So number 1 RB.
Chuba's the one there.
For
sure.
that one. But
Chuba's the one.
Story here for my team. We're a bunch of hard fighting dogs. And we fought a hard one, and we came out winning 3-0.
My team is not. We are the.
You guys are the 49ers last year. You guys are
Everyone
the
that comes
49ers
here-
last year. Yeah.
Stop! Don't touch me.
You guys are running away, stacking up 5 TDs on your opponents. But that's my team.
I did Ben Travis over this week.
I'm having a big struggle over here, but we're winning, so we're gonna keep going.
You guys really are the Steelers.
I really am, especially last year's Steelers with Matt Canada. That's what we are right now.
The offense cannot get rolling.
Yeah, can't get rolling, but we're keeping the guys down to a low, manageable level amount of points, and then we're pulling
It's like
out.
every one of your games like 13-7.
Yeah, we're pulling ahead in the 4th quarter by a field goal. That's what my team's doing right now. All right, let's go to yours.
Yeah, give me mine. And I believe the final score is something like 124-76, I believe. Give it to me right there. Team Dev. Yeah, with the Peyton Manning jersey. 124 to what was it? Scroll down a little bit. 76, baby. Let's go.
124-76. I would have beat Trav this week. Make that.
You would have beat Trav this week.
Yeah, Trav had a terrible week.
He was the other 3-0 team. The 3 of us were 3-0.
Yeah,
The original Buffet boys.
The original Buffet boys. No ball.
Look, I'm not gonna say
ball. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not gonna say anything, but whose body quit?
That's not what I was gonna say.
Whose body quit?
No, that's not what I was gonna bring up. Everybody's talking shit that we don't know ball.
That's
all
true.
Three
We
of
don't
us
know
were
ball.
3-0. Well, now just the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us are 3-0.
So starting from the top, can you give me week 3, please? Can you give me the week 3 statistics? Thank you, sir. All right, so
some step out of the way for you.
Pretty mediocre game across the board. Started out really strong though. Alan Lazard, I had a feeling, felt it in my balls, felt it in this back. All right, I was like, I'm gonna play Alan Lazard. They're playing the sack. They're playing the Patriots. All right, on Monday. On what was it? Thursday night football. Thursday night football. There's no way it doesn't happen. Alan Lazard had 2 touchdowns in week 1, I think it was, or week 2, whatever it was. I had a feeling in my balls, turned the game on, and literally I turned the game on. Aaron Rodgers, airs one out. Alan Lazard, bing, touchdown. I was like, beautiful. 13 points out of my flex. I love it to start the week off. It was a good feeling to begin with. Disclaimer.
Gotta trust
I
your
was
players.
gone. I was gone for the entire weekend. I was up in the mountains rejuvenating my non-ball having brain. All right.
A lot of hot babes up there. A lot of hot babes.
But anyways, Alan Lazard, great start to the week. Super excited about that. Threw Fergie in there as I don't know. I didn't even know he was going to play. I was like, I'm just going to toss him in there, see what happens. Came out with 15.5 points, 90-some yards. Beautiful. Welcome back, Fergie. Welcome back, Fergie. So good to have you back. Glad to have a tight end. DJ Moore looking up.
DJ Moore is looking up.
Not a Roma Dunze, but what's his name? Keenan Allen's out currently and continues to be out. We haven't seen him touch the field this year. So DJ Moore, more of an opportunity to build the one relationship. I like Rome. I think he's a good pick. I think he's a good pick, but end all be all. DJ Moore's going to be a little bit more consistent. He's just had more years. That's it. That's the end of it. And I don't need a big boom. I just need consistency. 15.2, beautiful. Michael. Michael, we're going to cut you soon or trade you. One of the two.
Gotta do
I
something.
know it's not your fault. I know it's not your fault. I know
Boys
you're
don't want to
dealing with
play.
I know you're dealing with Anthony Richardson. He's throwing picks all over the place. I know it's not your fault. But we're on a trajectory right now in which I need win now players, and you are not winning now. 7.6 points. He has not crested double digits this year. We're heading into week 4. And he's been projected double-digit points all 3 weeks so far. Not feeling good about it. Look, I might be making a move for Amari Cooper. I'm in the war room. I'm trying
Are
to
you
make
going to
talks.
trade? Are you going to trade Michael Pittman Jr. for Amari Cooper?
I might do it. I might do it.
Crazy, you're 3-0 right now.
I might do it. I don't know. We're seeing. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I think I'm gonna try and sell
What's
this.
the upside with Amari?
That Deshaun figures it out and Anthony Richardson doesn't this year.
Okay.
But here's the other side of the argument too, which you know what? I'm going to save it because we're going to talk about it because I got some more feeling in my balls. Anyways, Dak Prescott.
Big old sack over there right now.
Dak Prescott, most highest paid mother effer in the NFL. 29.86 points, almost a 30 bomb. Love to see it. Rachaad White, we're going to have to talk. You're getting close to getting benched. Scroll down for me. Alvin Kamara doing his normal stuff. Oh, wait, real quick, go back up. Little, just right there. Browns, you get to keep your job for week 4. There's no one that can replace you. Congratulations. You guys picked it up. Brandon Aubrey, number 1 kicker in the league. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Another 12 points there. He's better than my wide receiver too.
Yeah,
now we can scroll down. I'm starting to get the injury bug. Taysom, Superman, I'm going to have to get rid of him, unfortunately. I'm going to have to move him to potentially grab another wide receiver. Debo, I need him to not be what I say he is all the time, that he's a diva and that he doesn't play. I need you to get back on the field. Zach Charbonnet, oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much. Kenneth Walker's been out 2 weeks.
Full of energy right now.
Kenneth Walker's been out for 2 weeks. Zach Charbonnet's been playing his mind out. Hopefully Kenneth Walker, I'm not saying career ending, but just what if he just rolls his ankle on the way to the practice field? What if he just rolls his ankle on the way to the practice field?
I said that I didn't want Cooper Kupp to get a career ending injury. I just wanted to get cramps. Look what happened to him. All right. Don't put that in the air. All right. I feel good about that? I'm the cause. I caused that.
Just a little, oh no. Oh, the stairs. Just the stairs.
That.
Oh no.
That's all I
need. That's all I need. Okay. I need Zach to continue to play.
Me and you're going to be the cause of 2 dudes going out for the rest of the year.
25.7 points. What do you want from me? 25.7 points. Zach Charbonnet, when he is the bell cow, when he's the number 1 back in the backfield, he
the new
is.
Zach Moss.
Seriously. Zach, there's something in the name. Alexander Mattson. I might throw him in my RB2 slot if Rachaad White, if this slump kind of continues. Because dude, literally, he's Gus. He has like 7 yards a game and a touchdown, guaranteed. So he gets like, you're guaranteed some points. That's really it. Outside of that, Geno Smith, I picked him up just as a backup quarterback. He's probably out of there. I'm going to try and grab Sam Darnold. Hawk, still on IR. That's my team. We looked beautiful this week. 3-0.
All right. One person I want to bring some light to is Rome Odunze. All right.
Why'd you say that? Rome Odunze.
Rome Odunze. I don't make many predictions here of people who are about to go off. And you talked about DJ Moore being the number 1 there.
Okay.
My prediction here, after this week, Rome's the new number 1. And I'll tell you why. Rome this week, they didn't win. Where is it?
Woo!
Why can't I see week 3 stats? Okay, let me go back to week 3 then, so I can see week 3 stats. So as you can see, 11 targets, 6 receptions, 112 yards. He got thrown the ball 11 times in that game. Now here's the thing. Normally, there's a tight end, Dallas Goedert for the Eagles, who got targeted 11 times. Do I think Dallas Goedert is going to have a high production in fantasy? No.
Yes. over the next couple games until AJ Brown comes back.
Until
Yes.
AJ Brown comes back, yes. But I think as soon as AJ Brown comes back, that's going to be the case.
That's hierarchy.
What makes this different with Rome?
It's
Caleb
that
Williams.
they have because they have a defensive head coach that doesn't know what he's doing, and so they have Caleb throwing the ball 50 times.
What makes this different is Caleb Williams. And I have been trying to think of other QBs that I get the same feeling of when I think of Caleb, and I can't think of one. I think Caleb is the only guy that I think wants to choose his number one wide receiver. I think he's the only guy in the NFL who wants to choose whoever their number one is. You did not see. There was a clip of when he threw Rome Odunze his touchdown. They were so happy. They were celebrating. I didn't see.
They're rookies, bro.
They're both rookies. He wants Rome to grow with him. This is my prediction. Is Caleb Williams is going to force Rome Odunze to be the number one for that team. That is my prediction.
No.
That's what I'm going for.
Do you want to know why that? Do you want to know why that doesn't work?
Why?
Because he has no rhythm. Because they don't know how to set up a good script.
I think
because they have him throwing the ball 50 times, and he has a defensive head coach.
I think here's the thing. I think Caleb he was so tired of doing what the defensive head coach was saying. When they lost to the Texans, he said, screw this. Right? Because we've been watching him for the past couple of weeks, and it really has been, he's still scrambling. He's still trying to do what he does in college. I think he is going to continue to try and feed Rome because that's what he wants to do. And I feel like out of every quarterback in the league, he's the only person that I can feel wants to do what he wants to be successful at it. So I'm predicting from this point on, Rome is going to continue not getting 11 targets, but getting the most targets on the team. That is what I'm predicting.
Play him at your wide receiver too. It's only going to help me more. So don't
That's
listen
what
to me.
I'm predicting.
Play him at your wide receiver too.
That's my boom pick of the season. Rome Odunze is going to turn into the number one wide receiver because I feel like Caleb wants him to be the number one wide receiver.
I completely disagree. I hope Kenneth Walker rolls his ankle. That's all I'm going to say. This next segment is White Man of the Week, delivered to you by the half black guy. Special edition. White Man of the Week. He is not on the mountain currently, as you can see, this next White Man of the Week. But actually, I'm not even going to give it away. This is a man. All right. This is a man who was a storied backup quarterback. Well, not even a backup quarterback. Well, he is a storied backup quarterback now. He was a starting quarterback for a long time in the NFL for a franchise that now has an LSU Tiger. He is, well, special. He has a special place in my heart. I used to root for the team that he played for, but they were knocked out in the wild card many a time. He's been a backup now for years, but he's gotten another opportunity. This is a team that hasn't won a game since last year. It's been 5 games going back to last year since they've won. A team that has not led more than 10 seconds in the last 10 games. This man, the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. Week 3, Andy Dalton, baby. 26 for 37, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's how you win a football game, Bryce. Go sit your little ass on the bench and watch a white man work.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. I've tried very hard to not make this racial. You have destroyed that within one segment that I let you do White Man of the Week. You've destroyed everything that I've done.
All I said was go sit your little ass on the bench and watch a white man work. That's all I said. God bless him. Andy Dalton.
God bless
Week 3, Andy
An American man.
If he doesn't win NFC Player of the Week, then I don't know who should. I'm so proud of him. Like I said, I was a Bengals fan back in the day, and it was heartbreaking. It was one of my other teams, aside from the Broncos, heartbreaking every year to just see them go to the wild card and get stomped on. Ocho Cinco stomped on. Andy stomped on.
What are you doing? Are you talking dirty in my ear right now? What the fuck are you doing right over there?
Look, all I'm saying, it felt good to go back, watch the film, watch Andy throw the rock. Of course, the other white man, if you move your body just slightly one direction, that man in the middle, Adam Thielen right there. of course, two middle-aged white guys. They gotta go crazy
Putting in
together.
work in the NFL,
Putting in work, So, beautiful game. Love to see it. Andy Dalton, White Man of the Week. Congratulations. Clap
Hell
it
of a
up for
game,
him.
Andy.
I'm looking forward to him potentially being White Man of the Week as we go forward. The Carolina Panthers look like a real football team with Andy under center, and it kind of puts to rest the fact that everyone is wondering, is it Bryce? Is it the Panthers? Well,
Okay.
maybe. I'm not saying it 100% is, but maybe there's a shred of competence in the Panthers organization, and maybe Bryce Young is just he's a backup quarterback, and he shouldn't have been the number one overall pick.
3 head coaches last 2 years. Andy Dalton's a veteran.
Two.
It doesn't change it. Does it change it? 2 head coaches, 2 different offenses in the past 2 years.
Saying the guy's 5'8". He's your height, and he's my weight.
Okay, I'm taller. I'm taller. Okay, I'm taller than Bryce Young. All right?
He's 5'8", 160.
I'm not 5'8". 5'10".
You're 5'8".
3/4.
You're 5'8".
And a quarter.
You're 5'8". You're 5'8", and you know it to be true. You're 5'8".
6 foot with boots on.
Anyways, it could just be that Bryce is just not equipped.
No.
Let's say he's not. Okay, let's take Bust out. Maybe he's not equipped to be the starter right away. He needs a couple years.
I don't think he's equipped for the Panthers offense.
Put some meat on his body. Get him calm. Get the guys to rally around Andy. Let him sit there and learn. He needs that at the very least. At the very least. That's all I'll leave it to.
Yeah.
For now, let's not put a shadow on Andy's moment. White Man of the Week. Andy the Red Rocket.
Rex Ryan had a very good point. That new head coach that they brought in, he was brought in to develop Bryce Young. 3 games into the season, and Bryce Young is benched. That head coach for the Panthers did not do his job.
No,
his job was to develop the young QB.
That's not true. Because maybe what he needs, and to develop him, he needs to sit. His confidence just shreds already.
You could do that with any head coach. Why would you bring in somebody specifically to develop your QB?
That's not true, because most head coaches would just ride it till the wheels fall off because that's what ownership wants them to do. This guy potentially, if the track record tracks, is competent enough to say, look, you brought me in to fix Bryce. We can't fix him when he's out there, when he doesn't have more than half a second to throw the ball. He's getting clobbered every chance the other team gets. He's clobbered. We need to just get him on the bench, let him play scout team, let him develop, let him calm down, let him see Andy prepare. Andy, a guy who's a 10-year franchise quarterback,
a great
who also, believe it or not, started his rookie year, was drafted and started his rookie year for the Bengals. Let's watch this guy develop. Let's watch this guy practice. What's the word I'm looking for? I keep wanting to say develop. Not be a leader, prepare throughout the week, how to prepare. How to take in film, how to rally guys around him in the locker room. Let's learn. Maybe that's what it is. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because I do feel really bad for Bryce. I was watching a bunch of his interviews, and guy just looks like a sad 12-year-old, and I feel so bad for him.
Okay.
No, I mean that in the way that it's just sad. He looks like someone stole his bike. I feel bad for him. Either way, again, let's not rain on Andy's moment. Shut up.
You're a bastard.
No, I know my dad, I think.
Let's not rain on
Andy's moment.
Andy's having another. He's having. Didn't we talk about this last week? Andy having a Joe Flacco type of year when he was coming back in, or
potentially.
I think we had a segment right there.
But that's the end of White Man of the Week. Next, do a little recap.
On the week.
Let's get into conviction predictions after that. So we're going to talk about week 3 of the NFL season. It was a good one. Another surprising one.
It was a hot one.
Look, I forget every year you can take chances in the first 4 weeks. In September, early October, you can take chances on games, money lines, because we're still figuring out who's what.
Yeah.
And what happens when.
Everybody's got to lose.
Everyone's got to lose. Injuries happen left and right. All of it. There's a lot in this week. A lot of upsets. Broncos beat the Bucks. What the fuck is that? Are they better than the Lions? Does that mean?
Yes, is
Bucks beat the
that what that
Lions?
means?
Is that what that means? The Broncos are going to the Super Bowl?
Broncos are Super Bowl right now?
The Giants beat the Browns? Like, what are we looking at here? The Rams beat the Lions? Or sorry, the Rams beat the Niners?
Beat the Niners. Niners beat. Who did the Niners beat?
Doesn't matter. The first game I want to talk about.
Rams going to the Super Bowl.
Let's go to Packers Titans first, because we need to talk about this.
All right.
You already have it up. Look at you. Look at you. God, beautiful soul. This is Matt LaFleur's Picasso. This is his Mona Lisa. Malik Willis has won 2 football games in a Packers uniform. And guess what?
I don't know how he's done it.
Guess what? He threw for more than 200 yards this week.
Yeah, he was great this game.
They turned Will Levis around, bent him over, spanked him. 30-14.
That's hot.
Everything that we thought Anthony Richardson was going to be. And now Malik Willis doesn't have the gun, the absolute rocket launcher attached to his arm.
The weapons. He's not getting stopped in the TSA check through like Anthony Richardson is.
He doesn't have that, but he is everything we thought Anthony Richardson was going to be so far.
He's been playing a hell of a game.
6 carries, 73 yards, 1 touchdown, 202 passing yards, 13 for 19, 1 touchdown. Matt LaFleur needs to be talked about on the same level that Andy Reid is talked about, because he can coach the position of quarterback.
Yeah,
if you can take
change up their entire offense for him.
This is a team. This is a revenge game. Hell, the Titans let go of him literally 4 weeks ago. Malik Willis got to the Packers in the final week of the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Titans didn't think we're going to see Malik Willis in week 3.
Yeah,
but here he is. But here he is. Will Levis is on a streak right now. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Consistent.
He's trying to break that Jameis Winston. He's trying to break the Jameis Winston record. That's what he's going for right now. He's going for legendary
30,
stats
30.
right now. No, he's trying to be 40-40 over here. That's what he's trying to be. Trying to be a 40-40 type of guy.
Nonetheless, we all thought in fantasy, Jayden Reed, Romeo Doubs hasn't really been all that much of a factor. We thought the Packers were going to go to die in fantasy, but instead they have been relevant and even 2-1. Look, they win next week. If I'm Matt LaFleur and I look at Jordan Love, I would say, look, dude, if you're not even 99%, stay off. We've got Malik. He's going to get us there. They win another game. They're 3-1. You could go 500 over the next until December. You can go 500 and still be a 10-win team and make the playoffs.
Yeah.
If you get one more win here.
Yeah. And we'll talk about it once we're doing predictions. But
so this comes into question. What does this look like afterwards? Is he just going to be a backup quarterback? I don't know. We're to be seen. We don't know. But this is truly, we need to start talking about Matt LaFleur in another tier of coaching, because what he's doing with Malik Willis is unbelievable.
Yeah, before it was, Jordan Love, but it's been the same process that the Packers have been doing. Is you get a guy from the never eat soggy waffles from the West Coast. Get a guy from somewhere over in the West Coast. You bring him in, have him sit for a while, and then he turns into greatness.
Bro.
So you can't give it to Matt LaFleur. But it turns out that no, maybe it is a lot of Matt LaFleur and how he develops.
No, we've thought for the longest time that the Packers know how to pick quarterbacks. No, they know how to pick coaches, because the coaches are picking the quarterback. Matt LaFleur picked Jordan Love, handpicked him, and bred it. That's pause. And groomed
Coached
him.
him.
That's pause.
Okay.
He picked him and then developed him over 4 years. Okay. The Packers know how to pick coaches, and this is just a different breadth of just
fresh air
coaching. Amazing. Yeah. Clap it up for Matt LaFleur. This is a masterpiece. If they win another one with Malik Willis in this next week, which we're going to talk about who they're playing.
But well, he's only looked better, especially because they're doing a lot more read options. They're playing to his strength. They, like I said before, they've changed a lot to make Malik Willis successful over there, and it's been
Very,
working with the guys that they have.
very. So clap it up for them. Next one I want to talk about, show me Texans Vikings, because this is a great game here. And this will come into boom or bust, so I won't ask the specific question, but this division's gonna be a bloodbath. This division's gonna be a bloodbath. Vikings 3-0, Packers 2-1,
Yeah, I
Lions are
predicted
gonna be
that.
good. Bears are gonna be in the basement, unfortunately. Well,
Yeah,
not unfortunately,
well, I mean,
but
unless Caleb can turn it around, but I mean, this division just took a turn.
either way, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold. This is what everyone
Stop
saw at
whispering in
USC.
my ear. All right.
This is what we saw at USC, and he's got all the physical tools. He's got the explosive arm. He's not got a rocket launcher, but he's got a bazooka. Not a bazooka. He's got a rocket launcher. All
You
right.
got a grenade launcher, not a rocket
Yeah,
launcher.
there you
Grenade
go.
launcher.
Rocket launcher. Or yeah, rocket launcher. Or it's grenade
No,
launcher.
Grenade. Grenade. It's a grenade launcher. They're not the
Granada.
same thing.
Granada. He's got a Granada launcher attached to his arm, but he's not making mistakes. He's playing really well. Jones, we thought he was we didn't know what he was.
Oh
in
yeah, I'm
the
feeling
Packers
really
system.
great about my Aaron Jones pick right now.
We didn't know what he was with the Packers last year because he was hurt. He comes into Minnesota and just plays well. Look, there's something specific with this
19
that
carries,
won't
102
show up.
yards.
That won't show up in the stats. Everyone that's faced the Vikings defense has said their defensive coordinator is an absolute psycho. And it's true. I watched a couple things about it, the way that they're scheming things. He has defensive backs and safeties flying around the field to be able to make it to spots. He's showing looks that completely are just screwing with quarterback's head. CJ said it after this game. Who'd they play before that? Oh, Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan had them in a twister. That defense looks so freaking good. Sam Darnold's not making mistakes. 181, 4 touchdowns, 17 for 28. Love to see it. Clap it up again for Sam Darnold. Redemption story.
And here's the thing.
Another Baker story, potentially.
Here's the thing. Sam Darnold, same age as Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
So we're looking at Joe Burrow like, yeah, he's going to be around for another 8 years. Can Sam Darnold be the next guy for Minnesota for the next 8?
This is where it comes into question because you asked about J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
And in this scenario, this is the best possible thing that could have happened to the Vikings. You took a chance on J.J. because he doesn't have a lot of tape. He doesn't have a lot of evidence that he can throw the rock. Sam has been ran through the washer so many times. And now you've got something. Now you've got something. They traded up, the Vikings traded up, one spot to get JJ. So it's not the end of the world if you let him sit or if you let him go or if he becomes a backup. Sam Darnold, if you're winning and they sneak into the wild card, or hell, they sneak into they make it into the playoffs flat.
Well,
and they win a playoff game. How do you turn him down? If I was them right now, I'd be like, okay, here's 2 years 60.
Yeah.
2 years 60. We can bridge him and then we can figure out what we need to do for them. If it's just a flash year, if it's not, whatever, 2 years 60, make it majority of it guaranteed in the front half the next year and then let it rock.
Well, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Kirko wasn't the starting QB for the Redskins either. I believe it was RG3. Then Kirko got that spot.
I think he was like a 5th round pick.
Yeah, 5th round pick. I know it's a little bit different stories, but the similarities of basically 2 QBs who everybody was counting out, they go to the Vikings. All of a sudden, I mean, Kirko was there for a long time, and then he leaves.
The thing with Sam though is he's got
now.
legs. He can actually move around in the pocket, and that's so valuable, especially in this offense. And if you could clean up his mistakes, which that was his big thing. If he just makes mistakes. So.
I mean, no interceptions, 4 TDs here. I mean, it looks like Kevin O'Connell knows what QBs need, and he gives it to him.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you can clean up, as we can see, if you can clean up his mistakes and make him not throw the ball around crazy, and look, everyone's going to make mistakes. Everyone's going to take the dive and try and make the big play. But if you can keep it to a minimum, you can be a starting quarterback in the league. So
what's the next one?
Shout out Sam. Next one, let's talk about Bears Colts, because this one's short. It's not about Caleb. It's more about one of our guys. Anthony Richardson's a mess. Let's just call a spade a spade. Anthony Richardson is a mess. 10 for 20, 167 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They still win the game. Okay. What was it? 21-16?
Yeah, 21-16.
Also, side note, not that
21-16
important, but
right
Caleb, one of I think he's the first quarterback to throw for over 300 yards this year and not win a game.
He did
So-
throw it 52 times. So, I mean, usually when a QB throws it 50 plus, they have over 300 yards.
But the magic number is somewhere in between 35. Well, yeah, like 35-ish is like kind of the magic number for a winning game. But what I want to talk about more specifically with this game is we were worried that maybe we aren't going to see Joe because Anthony's going to be healthy. We didn't count out the possibility that Anthony Richardson might just be dog water and just completely inaccurate.
Well,
What if this team is potentially, the defense has some work to do for sure, but this team is potentially a playoff team. Could we see a little Joe magic?
We
A
could
little,
see a little
a
Joe
little
magic.
Joe magic.
And here's the thing: if this was happening last year, this takes a lot of heat off of Bryce because it's two guys taken in the first round who are making a lot of mistakes, not doing what's right.
But
I
they
know.
knew.
I know.
But Bryce
Anthony
was
had
supposed to be a savant. Anthony Richardson was supposed to be this. They knew he was a project. They knew he was just this miraculous athlete that they were going to have to develop. But Bryce was supposed to be this football savant.
What I'm trying to say is, if this continues, do we have trouble in Indy to where next year they're looking at somebody else to take the reins for a year?
No, because you've got Joe and you know what you've got in Joe, and worst case scenario, you can play him for another year.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Is like, does Joe take the reins for next year? If this continues, if Anthony
be.
Richardson doesn't improve, I mean, we saw how he was in the first 4 to 5 games last year. That
And he
doesn't
was
seem to be the
fantastic.
case right now. It seems that everybody, ever since the defenses all of a sudden started switching, they started playing against deep coverage. They started playing more cover 2. It seems that QBs across the board have been having troubles with that. So if Anthony Richardson can't make the adjustment, is it sort of that?
It'll
same
be a QB
scenario?
battle. It'll be a battle. If Joe finishes the year, they make a playoff, they get a playoff spot, or they even are contending for one. It'll be a battle for who's QB1 going into year technically 3 for Anthony Richardson.
Alex Pierce right here. He's the leader. 1 reception for 44 yards.
There's a certain connection. There's a certain connection.
He only had 1 reception, but it was for 44 yards. I don't know. Maybe I should pick him up on my fantasy team. I have no idea, but all I know, he's the reception leader over there on the Indianapolis Colts. So, and
either way, that's pretty much it. That's all I had with that. It was just maybe we get to see some Joe magic this year.
Yeah, and then we're not talking about little Monday night. Not talking about that.
Not yet. For
right,
now, we're gonna head to the Finns Seahawks game.
Oh, Finn Seahawks.
We're gonna talk about the one you're typing in for the last recap game, and then we'll go into our conviction predictions. But we got to talk about Finn Seahawks because the big thing with this one, I don't know if the Seahawks fraudulent, because week 1 they play the Broncos. They have a really good defense. They've got a defensive coach. Bo is shaking in his boots. He's throwing the ball, just throwing dots to the defense. Okay.
Yeah.
So are they fraudulent or are they for real? Because they got the Broncos in week 1. Who'd they get in week 2? They got, let me see here. They got the Patriots in week 2. Seahawks win. So it's like they got the Broncos, they got the Seahawks, then they get the Finns without. Or sorry, they got the Broncos, they got the Patriots, then they get the Finns without Tua.
Yeah.
So it's like, are they for real? Are they not? Now, they've won in convincing fashion in most of these games. They aren't particularly close, but
4-3.
And don't get me wrong, I love a Zach Charbonnet boom. I love it. And I love a Geno, another redemption story here. Geno just looks like this is year, 3 now, where he's consistently above 90% in QBR. He's got his completion percentage. He's got a little bit of legs. Geno is a good quarterback. He's not great, but he's a good quarterback. Are they for real, though? Is this defense for real? when are we going to get to see them actually match up? And I think in week 4 we get a real matchup for them. Yes, we do on Monday night, and we're going to talk about that's one of our spotlight games. But this will be their first test in week 4. Are they for real or not? Because I don't really know. Like Colin Cowherd has them
Yeah.
as the 5th best team in the league, which seems like a
Oof.
wild stretch to me. Seems like a wild stretch, but I can understand where he's coming from. They've got 2 backs that could arguably be bell cow. They've got a number 1 receiver. They've got supporting receivers. Gino, as I just talked about, is what he is. So what do you think? Are they real? Are they not? I lean on the side that it's not real, and we're gonna see that here in week 4.
I think they're like me in fantasy right now. That's what I think. I think I've been given a really easy schedule in fantasy. I think I got really lucky in this last week. I don't think they did get really lucky in this last week because Tua wasn't there. I think they absolutely
Yeah.
get shredded if Tua's not there. I think the morale's down for the Dolphins. And when it comes to those other 2 teams, I just don't think they're at the same level as the Seahawks. But the level that the Seahawks are at is mid-grade. That's where I put them. I don't put them higher than mid-grade for the
I
type of
don't
team that
see
they have.
5. I don't see them as 5. Look, and I love me some Devin Witherspoon too. He's a great corner, but the 5th team, the 5th best team potentially, or
I
just
don't
even
see it.
power rankings, I don't see it.
Well,
I
it's
think
only
it's
because
fraudulent. I feel it's fraudulent.
they have to play the test game. Every team
And that's
plays
week 4.
plays
We're going to
every
talk about it.
yeah, every team plays one of those teams that's they're a good football team. You see how you stack up against them. You see how they play during that game, and then you go from there. I don't think the Seahawks have played a team like that. The Dolphins were supposed to be that tester team for them, but Tua isn't there. So I'm gonna go for right now that they're frauds.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
think
only
so
because
too. I think
they
they're
haven't
fraudulent.
played a good team yet.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll see this week. If they pull off this win this week, then maybe they're for real, but I feel it's fraudulent. So I don't know. Anything can happen, but I feel it's fraudulent.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
talk
playing
about
teams without that great of offenses, right? We're talking about how
Mhm.
great the defense is. I mean, the Dolphins without a number 1 QB, the Dolphins without a QB who can sling it. I mean, that's a terrible offense. That's just what it is. You're playing the Broncos with a rookie QB. Who they play in week 2?
Pats,
Yeah, you're playing the Pats without a
Jacoby
real
Brissett.
QB as well, without any real weapons there. You're not playing great offenses. I know that they're supposed to have a good defense this year, but it just doesn't. I'm worried that when they play a good team, all their problems are gonna
Yeah,
show.
it feels, and even in the Broncos game early on, now it was week 1, I get it, but like there was clear issues even in that game. So I don't know. It feels fraudulent to me. But let's talk about Ravens boys because this was
Yeah.
a good game. The score does not indicate
Yes.
how much of a just the Ravens dominated that game because the Cowboys kind of made an empty comeback at the end
Oh
of the
my God.
game. The Ravens dominated this game. The D line for the Cowboys, which was supposed to be their strong suit, obviously Micah Parsons, Lawrence, were supposed to be.
Doesn't work with a mobile QB.
We thought that they were, one of the best defenses in the league. They're kind of showing out to be frauds, and they're kind of turning into what we thought they were going to be because they didn't have a run game. Rico Dowdle, 8 carries, 32
Yeah.
yards. Like the offensive line is not the same. Dak did rush for a touchdown, threw for
What
2, 379, 51 passes though, under 100, under just over 50% completion percentage. It's not the way it seems when you look at the scoreboard. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. I mean, look at Derrick Henry's
Yeah.
numbers: 25
Yeah.
carries,
Yeah.
151, 2 touchdowns. He dominated them.
What I'm gonna say,
Dominated them.
it's less about Lamar and it's more about the Cowboys defense can't stop Derrick Henry. They can't stop a good running back, and it showed in this game. I mean, Derrick Henry looked like he did when he was 2 years, 3 years into his career. Everybody thought he was getting old. Me and you thought he was getting old. He did not look old in that game. He looked like
No,
prime Derrick Henry.
and they got the Browns and washed Deshaun Watson, and then week 2 they get the Saints and get beat on. They're
Yeah.
starting to show where we thought, okay, maybe they could win their division. Now they're starting to show exactly what we thought they were going to be, and I I don't want to say it, but I think they might miss the playoffs. There's a potential if the Eagles win that
And that's
division,
bad news for
and
them.
yeah, if because they're S-Bob every year. They're Super Bowl or bust every year. It's just who they are. If the Eagles win the division, the Commanders are better than we thought. We're gonna talk about them later, but they're better than we thought. Um, and then the division in the NFC with the Lions, the Packers, the why can't I think of them? Lions,
Lions,
Packers,
Packers,
Vikings. That
Vikings.
division's really good. That
Yeah.
potentially could be a 3 playoff team league. The Giants are starting to figure it out a little bit. Daniel Jones is calming down. They've got an O-line. We're going to talk about that game
Malik is
because that's
showing up. Malik's Daniels, he's calming down. Malik is heating up over there.
right. We're going to talk about this because Thursday night game, the first game we're going to talk about for predictions is involves the boys, but yeah, this one they're starting to show their true colors here, and the
Well, it
Ravens.
shows the difference. Like I said, like there's top tier and then there's mid tier. We always put the Cowboys in the regular season as a top tier team. It just shows, I mean, what the Ravens, the Ravens, they were 0-2 or just, yeah, they were
0-2.
0-2 and then they play the Cowboys and it was a very dominant game. The Cowboys had a comeback there at the very end of that game, but it was extremely dominant and it kind of shows where the Cowboys are. Like I said, it was a test game. Cowboys didn't look good coming out of that test game. They don't look good at the very end when the Ravens kind of gave up and then they had to pick it back up again. They kind
Gutless
of,
performance. Yeah, gutless
yeah,
performance. But this is
gutless
also
performance.
really good. Like on the other side, we can't discount this. This is what we thought the Ravens were going to look like, where it was the best backfield in NFL history. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. Um, I hope we get to see more of this from Derrick Henry. It would be nice to see a Derrick Henry renaissance.
Well,
But
like I said
yeah,
before, when it comes to getting into the playoffs, Derek has been able to do that. Lamar has been able to do that. I think they were feeling the pressure being 0-2 for sure. And then you got a
yeah, because
sneak
statistically,
peek.
if you go 0-3, you're out of the
Yeah.
playoffs, which we're going to talk about that in a little
Yeah,
bit. But
and you got a sneak peek here of what these two superstar X factors can do, especially against a defense that we have ranked very high. Everybody else has ranked very high. You got to see them absolutely just shred them.
yeah. So that leads us into week 4. That's a good segue into week 4 for the opening game here. A little theme I've noticed. We're I won last week 7 of 16 games. You
How'd you
won
win last week? I thought I won.
week 3. I won 7 of 16 games, went 3 for 4 in prime time. You were 6 for 16, 2
Bro,
for
I
4 in
thought I
prime time.
called so many upsets though.
I know.
Oh,
But there was a couple games that we just both whiffed on.
yeah.
But the theme here I've noticed is we were kind of doing it in reverse. We were really good at the beginning of the year last year, and then we hit week 5 to like 7 where we had this downturn and we were not predicting games well. It's flipped this year. We're doing it at the beginning of the year now. Anyways,
Let's hope.
let's get to week 4 and let's open with Cowboys Giants.
Yeah,
Now,
Cowboys Giants.
I said this in the last when we were just talking about them. Giants have started to figure it out. Daniel Jones is kind of calming down. The O-line's kind of figuring itself out. Now, granted, Malik Neighbors looks like a number 1, but they still don't have a run game. Daniel Jones has the tendency to be skittish in the pocket. Micah's going to be coming hungry. Lawrence is going to be coming hungry. I'm picking boys in this game. Bounce back spot. I don't think the Giants have enough to get it done, but I honest to God, think this is a 3-point game.
Think it's close.
I think it's closer than we think it is. But I'm going
Yeah.
to go boys anyways. What's your take?
I think the boys are in shambles, but not enough to where the Giants beat them.
Okay.
That's my prediction. I know Giants have a great D line. I'm concerned about their O line. Concerned about their O line going up against Dallas's D line. I think it's going to be a massacre there. I think Danny Dimes is going to get sacked a lot of times. I don't know if he has the ability to keep calm in there and be able to get it out to Malik because, Malik's great down the field, but we'll see how they do when it comes to short, quick passes, which I predict is going to be the game plan going into week 4.
I think they're going to use Danny Dimes' legs. I would love to pick the upset here, but the Cowboys are just that much better, and it's a bounce back game.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's head to Sunday Night Football. Before I forget, this is Conviction Predictions, folks,
Oh,
where
yeah.
Zane and I predict every week of football. 16 games to start the year off until we hit bye weeks. We just predicted the Thursday night game. We're heading into Sunday Night Football. Bills versus Ravens. I have said this so many times. Josh Allen, right now, currently, this is Bills at Ravens. Right now, currently, Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the NFL.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not close.
100%.
He is the front runner MVP candidate. Sorry, Sam Darnold, to rain on your parade. I'm going to throw for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half. The Jags are obviously fraudulent, but that's what you're supposed to do. This is the difference. When you get bad teams, you handle the bad teams. When you get good teams, it's a close game, but you handle the good teams. This is the sign of a good game or a good team. We talked about this last week. All of a sudden, Stephon Diggs is out. The drama's done. Shakir blossoms. Keon Coleman had a good game. Your running back gets better. All of a sudden, your offensive line gets better. Your defense takes on even more responsibility because it's no longer just Josh Allen. His mistakes are way down. That's his
Yes.
that's the big tick that we've always talked about with Josh Allen. Mistakes. Not anymore. We're seeing a different side.
He doesn't have to
He doesn't-
focus on another thing. He just has to focus on
Right.
playing ball. He doesn't have to focus on a dude getting so many catches per game.
That being said, Josh Allen, I think, is the best quarterback in the league. I think he's the second best quarterback in the NFL. Like currently, he's number 1. There's only one perfect quarterback, Patrick Mahomes.
Jacoby Brissett.
This is potentially a AFC championship team.
Uh-huh.
I'm going Bills 4-0 in week 4. I'm riding with it. Go Bills. That's my pick. I know you have this. I know you have to go Ravens, but let's be rational about it. What do you think?
I gotta. But you know I gotta.
You're going Ravens?
You know I have to.
You're
after
going
that
Ravens?
bounce back versus the Cowboys defense. They looked absolutely insane. And you know what? So does Derrick Henry and so does Lamar Jackson. Zay Flowers still question. Bateman still question. Their wide receivers, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, they were all questions last week, but they still won. Putting it on the back of Derrick Henry. And I think if they have to now, they figured it out and they know that if they have to put it on the back of Derrick Henry can do that. And I think they are going to do that if they need to. So I'm going Ravens.
Okay. So you're going Ravens. Let's head to Monday night. I'm not the biggest fan of this doubleheader Monday night thing because you can't focus on both games at the same time. Luckily, last week, one was just a bloodbath, blowout, murder, and the other one was actually a good game. So we'll see what happens in this Monday night. I think it's going to be, honestly, a little bit more interesting than we think. Let's start with the least of the two interesting ones and then move to the more interesting one. Monday night, Titans-Fins. I'm going Titans. Just because Will is he's going to throw 2 picks, of course, but the Dolphins won't move the ball more than 100 yards. So just off of that, even with Will's mistakes, he's still throwing 2 touchdowns and 200 plus yards.
Yeah.
So, and they've got Tony Pollard, whatever. I'm going to go Titans here, but this is like a 14-3 first half. No. Mm-hmm. It's like a 14-6. It's like a 13-6 first half. And then it turns into the Bills game. And the Titans just roll the Fins.
Yeah. Last year, Will Levis put his body on the line. All right. The Dolphins were fully healthy. And it was still a competitive game, I want to say, until the fourth quarter. So maybe the Titans have their number. I don't know. But what I do know is that I believe in my boy. That's what I know.
You're going Titans too?
Yeah, I believe in Will Levis. I think that unless they run the ball heavily, and Devon Achane, and I'm pretty sure Moser got a little bit dinged up last week. So
Raheem is so old. He's dinged up at the first hit of the game.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I'm going Titans here. I think they break that streak of 0-3. This is their first win against the Dolphins. And there was also a clip here of after that frog moment that Will Levis had, after the frog moment where he sprawled out, tried to throw a pass, coach got into him. Coach was
Oh
yelling
yeah.
at him. And hey,
Callahan went in.
yeah, he went in on him. And Will Levis was taking it right. Pause. He was he was taking it good. Pause. He was taking it how you're supposed to take it. Pause. All I'm saying is that he was taking constructive criticism well. And I think he is going to try and stop being that superhero that we love him for. I think this game, he is going to try and just be a regular QB, and he's going to try and rein back all the superhero plays that he made last season, that he's trying, because that's what he's been trying to do. He's been trying to be a superhero for the last 3 weeks of
I
this.
completely disagree, but I think the Dolphins are just that bad right now.
I don't. I believe in the Titans. That's why I'm going with the Titans, because I believe in them.
Okay, let's head to the more interesting game on Monday night. Seahawks Lions. We were talking about them. Are the Seahawks frauds? What are the Lions? Well, this is what we know about the Lions, and this is why I'm taking them. They have the best offensive line in the entire NFL, and they've got the best backfield in the NFL. I talked about it last year. We're here this year. It's the perfect balance. Monty, I'm going to run it down your throat. This is like how we had Isaiah Pacheco run through a mother face, A-gap blast. That's Monty this year, because Isaiah broke all the marbles fell out of his head. He's out.
Yeah, he's got to go pick him up.
Right. Monty and Jahmyr Gibbs is the perfect backfield. They've got the best offensive line in the league. They've figured out their identity, that they are the best. They just run the damn ball. And in this case, unfortunately for the Seahawks, their questionable situational choices will not come into play, because I think I think it's interesting. Gino makes it sort of interesting towards the end of the game, but it's empty, and the Lions win this game by a touchdown. So I'm going Lions in this one because I think the Seahawks are frauds. Where do you stand?
I think Seahawks are mid-tier. I think Lions are A-tier. And I feel like this game is really going to show the difference between the two teams. Because right now the Seahawks are 3-0. But I don't feel like they're a 3-0 team. No. I think they're a 2-1, a 1-2 team. That's what I think they are. And I feel like going up against this star-studded team, basically the 49ers 2.0, just with younger guys, I feel like they are going to.
The Sam Laporta injury is sort of concerning, but I don't think it matters in this game.
Yeah, I think he's playing this week too. That's the other thing. So I'm pretty sure he's playing this week. Even if Sam Laporta's out, they still have so many flipping guys over there. I mean, one thing to be concerned about: Dan Campbell.
But I don't think the situational choices. I don't think the situational choices come into play here.
You think it's just that one-sided?
Yeah, I think it's that one-sided. Because the first half, the first half is gonna be like 21-3, 21-7, just because the Seahawks will get one touchdown on their opening drive. But otherwise, man, like they're just gonna run the hell out of the ball. They're gonna run the piss out of it. And so there's not gonna be any time for the Seahawks to make anything happen.
Well, I'm going Lions no matter what. So I'm going Lions with that one.
All right. There is our 4 spotlight games. We're going to start rapid firing. We're going to actually rapid fire this week. Okay.
Well, what about a dumpster bowl? Do we have one?
Dumpster bowl.
I can't. Okay. Bengals, Panthers.
That's where we're starting. I don't think it's a dumpster bowl. I think it's a little bit of an interesting game. We're not going to talk about it too long. I'm going Bengals bounce back game. Simple as that. I gave Andy Dalton his flowers, but I think it's over this week. Joe Burrow's pissed. Jamar Chase had a really good game. We were right about the bounce back game, the triple digits. It just didn't happen to, fall their way. So I'm going Bengals in this game.
Yeah, I'm going Bengals too. I don't think the Panthers defense has what it takes to be able to stop them. I don't know if T. Higgins was back for this game. He was. So as soon as T. Higgins gets back, I think that they're going to fall into form. So I'm going Bengals as well.
Okay, Saints Falcons. Are the Falcons are they frauds? Are the Saints frauds? I think of the two, the Falcons have more tendency to be fraudulent. I'm going Saints.
I'm going Falcons. I love that. I loved how much they fought once they started to figure it out. I've seen a lot of clips about them running more out of the play action, being able to use Bijan there, and then being able to get Kirko out on those rollouts to where the defense can't really know if they're running or passing. And I think it's been working for them. So I'm going to go Falcons.
Okay, Jags, Texans. This doesn't need to be talked about more than that. I'm going Texans.
I'm going Texans.
Okay, Broncos, Jets. Bounce back game for the Broncos against the Bucks. The Bucks were really just, I think they were just focused on the Broncos record being 0-2, and they got surprise sneak attacked. Bo had a really good game, but we're playing the Jets here, and the defense is very respectable, and Aaron Rodgers has finally come back to life. I'm going Jets in this game.
I'm going Jets. There's no shot in my mind that Broncos are winning.
Vikings Packers. If the Packers pull this game off, oh my gosh, we got to Malik Willis MVP.
Rivalry
but
right there.
I'm going Vikings. Sam Darnold is a starting quarterback in this league. They've got Justin Jefferson. I'm going Vikings. Where do you land?
I'm going Vikings as well. Aaron Jones looked absolutely insane.
Steelers Colts. This one's a toss-up for me because it's going to be a really low-scoring game. Anthony Richardson, potential bounce-back game. Maybe he gets benched and we see Joe Magic. I land on the side of the Steelers, though, with their defense. They continue 4-0.
You're right, except for, I'm going Colts. I'll go with them. I'll go with the Colts here. Anthony Richardson seems like a guy who can handle TJ Watt.
Rams, Bears. I'm going Rams for the simple fact that they are depleted, but it's Matthew Stafford and the Bears are the Bears right now. Mm-hmm. Caleb's still got to figure it out.
I'm going to go Bears.
Okay. Eagles, Bucks. Bucks got trounced last week. Eagles had a bounce back game against the Saints. The defense looked a little bit better, but at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts is a AJ Brown merchant, and he's not there. So I'm gonna go Bucks in this game. Upset.
I'm going Bucks as well. The Bucks have a great secondary, great defense overall. So I'm going Bucks.
Okay, next up, Pats, Niners. Niners lost last week to the
Niners lost to the Rams.
Niners lost to the Rams. Thank you. Niners lost to the Rams. We don't know what the Patriots are. When are we going to see the rookie really play a full game? I go Niners in this one. Jawan Jennings is been playing out of his mind.
Jordan Mason.
Yeah. So this is the first time we've really seen Brock and been like, okay, franchise quarterback. So I'm going Niners in this one.
I'm going Niners as well. I don't think that the Rams can pull off magic again.
So now we have Commanders, Cardinals.
Ooh, this turns into more of an interesting game.
I land on the side of the Commanders because I think Jayden Daniels is for real. So I'm going Commanders in this game.
Just because the Commanders' defense is so bad, I'm going to go Cardinals.
Plus, trust me, this is going to be a bloodbath. This is going to be a high-scoring game.
Oh, it's going to be it's going to be a high-scoring game. But I'm hoping that a lot of those touchdowns are to Marvin Harrison Jr. So I'm going to go Cardinals with that one.
Okay, Chiefs Chargers in division matchup, tough game. Jim Harbaugh is going to try and control the game, run the ball, be Jim Harbaugh. The Chiefs are just a better roster in my opinion. They don't have Isaiah Pacheco, but they do have Patrick Mahomes, and he's ruled the division. So I'm going Chiefs in this one. I think they're taking this seriously to try and get the three-peat, and it's really important to start the year strong because then you can just kind of coast. So I'm going to go Chiefs 4-0 here. You look like you're about to go Chargers in this game.
Why would you say that?
You're
Here's the thing. All right.
You predicted a slump and they haven't hit it.
Here's the thing. If they move Joe Walt to one of the guard positions and they have Joe Walt go up against Chris Jones every single play, then I say that this is a win for the Chargers.
Are they going to do that, though? No.
I think they are. Let's go Chargers there, brother.
Let's go Chargers. All right.
Go Chargers.
Browns, Raiders, bounce back game in my eyes for the Browns. I'm not in love with Deshaun Watson, but I think the Raiders are just shambles. I think the Raiders are just shambles right now. So I'm gonna go Browns.
I believe in the coach in there, or I believe in Damian Pierce. I know there's conversations about people making business decisions. I think they're going to get that settled out this week, and I'm going to go Raiders.
Okay. There it is. There is our conviction predictions. I am up 2-1 right now in the 3-week
I don't know how you won that. that last one.
Zane won week 1, and then I have snuck out with 2 1-point wins in the last 2 weeks. So we're gonna head to boom or bust real quick. 3 questions, real quick. Number 1, Sam Darnold, MVP candidate, boom or bust.
Boom. Let's go. Boom. He's been looking amazing right now, and he has already had his tester games. I know the 49ers were hurt, but it's still a great defense. They were not that much. I don't believe they were hurt that much on defense, to be honest. So I'm gonna go boom on that one. I think they had their feeler game. That is where they are currently. They are the type of team that could beat the 49ers. Actually, no, I don't
I
like
agree with
saying
you.
that, but
I agree with you.
I do.
I think it's a boom.
I think they are a low top tier team, is what I'm going to say, and I think they're going to continue winning.
I think it's a boom. And so I'm right there with you. He'll finish top 5, but ultimately Josh Allen, I think, is going to win MVP. That leads us into this second question. Bills, fraudulent or not? Are they going to break our hearts again later in the year, fall apart, or is this for real? Is this really what Josh Allen is? I think it's a boom. I think they're not fraudulent.
You say that one more time.
Bills, fraudulent or not? Not just Josh Allen, Bills, fraudulent or not.
Oh, bust. Bills are not fraudulent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 3, last one here, and then we're going to get it into QB corner. Bengals missed the playoffs starting the year 0-3. Statistically, that's what's supposed to happen. Can they rattle off the wins in the middle of the year? I think not. I think this is a boom. Bengals missed the playoffs.
It's a bust. They make the playoffs. I think if there is a QB, if there's a team to do it, it is the Bengals. I know the owners of the Bengals are pieces of garbage. All the Bengals players, they have to walk across the street to get to the practice facility. But I think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins have it in them. I'm not a big fan that they gave up their running back, but at the same time, I mean, it's Joe flipping Burrow we're talking about. I think if there is a quarterback to do it, it is Joe Burrow.
Okay. All right. Well, there is boom or bust.
Okay.
We're
now,
heading
last
into...
question. This it's not going to be in that format, but now that we're in week 3, we're going into week 4. Now, who would you say would be in the Super Bowl? Chiefs, but then on the NFC side, who would you say?
Lions,
NFC
still. I'm
Lions
sticking with Lions. Yeah, I'm sticking with Lions.
but they lost. They lost to the Bucks.
I know, but I'm still the run game is what's important in the playoffs, and they've got it.
Who else would it be then? If not the Lions, who else would be there? Because it's a real toss-up. It's a real toss-up over there. So who else would it be?
If the Rams can get healthy and continue to win games,
Yeah.
I can't. No, I think the Packers. Honestly, the Packers are my second one. Staying in the division, the Packers look really good if they can finish this stint out without Jordan Love. Then they've got a really good chance, I think.
Anyone else? Anyone else in the NFC that you could see up in there?
I think the Eagles aren't for real. I think the Steelers are not going to be explosive enough come December. Yeah, and the Rams, I just don't see it. Even if they get healthy, the defense there makes me queasy. And the Niners right now, I think the Super Bowl hangover is there. They didn't win it, but they've got the Super Bowl hangover. There's too much dysfunction right now. There's just too much dysfunction. Unless they get into it and really rattle it off, I'm really solid in my Lions pick. I think it's Lions Chiefs.
All right, I like that. I like the Lions there. Okay, let's get in the QB corner.
All right, QB corner. This is the part of the show where Zane and I debate where the QBs rank based on the last week's rankings. This week, we actually get to include the Monday night quarterbacks because we got to see them play. So this should be a little bit more fun. I just want to pat myself on the back. Rookie of the year, Jayden Daniels, put him up there in S tier. I mean, masterpiece. Masterpiece. The accuracy, the bombs, the arm, the legs. He slid. God bless. Like, it was all there. It all clicked this game. It was so magical seeing Cliff. Like, we always talk about or not always, but like it's a thing that, oh, go get the rookie quarterback, his number one option in college. No, go get the rookie quarterback, his offensive coordinator in college.
Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury knows what he needs. He's running a simple offense for Jayden Daniels, and he's then going to build on it as the years go on. Some guys are just people say, why are you going to hire this guy as an offensive coordinator if he couldn't be a head coach? Because some guys are just offensive coordinators. Some
Arthur
guys are
Smith.
just defensive coordinators. They
Yeah.
just don't need to be in the head position where they're having to make more decisions than just calling the plays. Cliff Kingsbury, clap it up. Jayden Daniels, fucking masterclass, baby.
Masterclass. The
Masterclass for
ability to
rookies.
be able to accurately throw the deep ball in the NFL is crucial.
Yeah.
And we are seeing it. I don't think anybody else out of these QBs, these rookie QBs that we're looking at, has been able to show that amount of accuracy
No.
that Jayden Daniels has. He's the only guy that I can say, yes, he can accurately throw a deep ball. I know it's only one game, but I'm saying, well, I guess in the preseason,
There's been flashes
yeah,
throughout the rest of the year.
pretty
It
good
just
dot
hasn't
in the
resulted in
preseason.
touchdowns. This
Yeah.
year, this game, it just happened to be touchdowns. But
Yeah, being able to make a play like that, oh my God, it is so important in the NFL, and it's only looking up for Jayden Daniels. So yes, he deserves to be an S tier this year. This week.
S tier, and then I think the rest is good. Just Drake isn't playing,
Yeah,
and then
Drake still hasn't played.
Caleb simply, he just had more touchdowns, more yards than
Yeah.
Bo. Even in the loss, he still
Bo
looked
still had a good week.
statistically. Bo had a great week. I was
Yeah.
really happy for what I saw in that game. Like I said, they came out and punched the Bucks in the mouth, and it may be by week 8, 9 instead of a full year that Bo figures it out. This was a huge leap in general. He just looked settled down, huge confidence helper, having Sean Payton as your head coach, where he's just like, we're fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. This is going to happen. He's going to throw picks. We're fine.
A ginormous difference between how it was with Russ there and how it is with Bo there. Like with Russ, it was like if he sneezed before a snap, Sean Payton was talking about in the interviews after the game. You know what I'm saying? But this time, it's like he's being a dad right now. He's truly accepting the role, and honestly, I would say
love that he's
Bo's
not
in the
wavering.
best situation.
Yes,
That's what I
100%.
would
And he's
say.
not he's not wavering. He's just saying, look, this is our guy. We're going to stick with him. We're going to ride through it all. Our defense is playing well. It is what it is. He's a rookie. This is what rookies have to do to figure it out.
And I love that.
Throw dots to the defense. That's what you got to do to figure it out. Okay, let's head to the week for week 3 rankings for the big boys, the boys that matter. And you know who we got to put number 1?
Who we putting?
Joshua Allen.
Joshua's back up in S tier, baby.
He is the number 1 quarterback. I didn't really see the Chiefs game, so I don't know where to put. I don't know where to put Patrick, but I still think Sam Darnold's 2. He's the beginning of A tier right now. He looks like a, statistically really great week. Just look up Patrick Mahomes.
There we go. Versus the
217,
Falcons.
2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's thrown a lot of picks this year.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, it's been a very
I'm confident.
Year.
I feel good putting Sam Darnold 2 going into week.
Joe Burrow, though, I know they had a great game, but losing this week.
Yeah, he looked like the guy we knew, but Sam's got to go 2. So Sam's got to jump up. Not S tier, but A right there. Boom shakalaka.
I think Joe has to fall for losing the Commanders.
Yeah, but we don't know where to put him yet. I'm gonna slide Patrick over. And then I think from there you could go.
Aaron had a great game. Aaron had a great game. He goes up in the A.
I think you could throw Aaron up into A. CJ's got to slide 7 points against the Vikings. It doesn't look good.
Some interceptions. I think he threw 2 interceptions as well.
I think we got to slide Aaron over just under Patrick. And then I think.
Let's look up Kyler. Let's see what Kyler did.
Yeah, let's see what Kyler did.
Kyler went 207, 1 TD, 1 interception.
Against the Lions, played it a close game. I think you got to slide him down some. What was the other side of that? Where was Jared in that game?
Jared Goff? Jared Goff.
71,
199,
199,
two TDs, one interception. So Jared's below him for
113.
sure.
I think you could go Jared at the back end, beginning of B. Let's put him at the beginning of B. We can put Jared at the beginning of B.
Jared beginning B.
Derek lost, so he's got to slide. CJ's got to slide farther than that. I think we can put Lamar up.
Yeah, Lamar. Lamar had a
Is-
great game. I think he goes
Kyler's
in
got
the
to
A
slide
somewhere.
too.
Yeah,
Kyler's got to slide farther than that. I think you could
down
put
here.
um Baker got bounced. I think you could
Yeah.
put Matt up with Goof.
Yeah, Matt had a great game.
Uh Man, and then that
Anybody
C tier,
else?
I don't know where to.
Oh, and
Oh,
Andy
Andy.
Dalton.
We got to put him in. I think we got to put him in B with the other. Yeah, right there.
No,
I
he
think.
threw. Hey, no interceptions. I think
Yeah.
it
Okay.
was
Front of
two.
B. I think he's front of B.
I would put him in A
I don't think
this
so.
week. This week got the Panthers a win. I'd put him in B.
Level of difficulty though.
All right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay. So I like our top. What are we at? 1, 2, 3. So we got 5 there. So
I
6,
still
7,
think
8, 9.
Drew.
Who's
I
10? Who's 10? Where do we? Who's gonna slide into 10? Is it Brock
mm,
or is it Dak? Even though he lost.
Jalen Hurts is still on the board.
Okay. Let's
Oh,
get.
what
Yeah.
about
Let's get.
Kirko? What about Kirko too?
I
Kirko's
don't
been playing.
know.
Let's look at Kirko's stats.
Let's look at Kirko versus Jalen because I think Jalen had a better game.
230, 1 TD, one
But they
interception.
lost to the Chiefs. What and Jalen won. So if we're gonna put anyone there, I think Jalen's got to go because I think he had like 300. Yeah, 301,
311.
311. No
Zero
touchdowns.
TDs though. Zero TDs though. But
I'm still gonna put him over that because they beat the Saints, and he probably and he rushes well in those games. So let's go. Let's go Jalen at the front of C, and
I
then
see.
let's put Kirko behind him, and then I think Dak goes. I think Dak goes above Kirko, and then we got to figure out where Brock goes. We're over 10, but it's
Well,
fine
I
just to
mean,
figure it out.
Dak was fake stats, not real stats.
Sure, but statistically, still he's better than Kirko. Where was Brock? Just tell me where Brock is, and then we can kind of
Brock
drop
had a
the
great
rest of
game.
it.
Brock had a great game. Brock threw for 292, 3 TDs,
Wow,
0
okay.
interceptions. He had a great game.
But they lost.
Still, I know they lost. Still, great
Okay,
game
so
from him.
let's
0
put him.
interceptions.
Let's put him over. Let's put him right behind Jalen in C.
All right.
Okay, I'm fine with that. And then let's slide Derek and Kyler and CJ down to just it doesn't in that bottom row doesn't matter. Just put Anthony at the very end. That's the only thing that matters. All right. So our top 10 is the following. So we've got Josh Allen at 1, Sam at 2, Patrick Mahomes at 3, Aaron Rodgers at 4, Lamar Jackson at 5, Joe at 6, Andy Dalton at 7, Jared Goff at 8, Matt Stafford at 9, Jalen Hurts at 10. Honorable mentions are the following: Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Kirko, bang. And then we've got the rest of everyone else there that was on the mountain but has since slid off. That is where we land. That's QB corner. Any final rebuttals? I like our list.
I think Joe's got to slide down a little bit farther. That's the only thing for me.
I'm fine if you want to put him under Andy.
Under Andy? All right. I'm fine with that. I don't know. Brock had a great game. I know they lost, but still had a great game.
But they lose. These are winning comes first. Winning is a QB stat. So I think in the coming weeks, potentially we could see Gino crack the list. We could see Justin maybe crack the list, depending on if he has a boom game. Other than that, I think we're fine. I think everything else is good.
I think I don't see a QB down here that would crack the list right now.
Okay. There we go. There it is. There
Who's
are
this
our
guy?
guys.
Oh, you can't even see him. Never mind.
There's our guys. There it is. You got comments for us?
I like I said, I don't have anything for you.
That's fine. Okay. Well, then there it is, folks. Hopefully, me standing, bringing a little bit more energy to the show was made it a little bit more exciting. But I think we're ahead. We've got a good week ahead of football, some
Mhm.
interesting games to look at, to some tester games, some who's fraudulent, who's not, some exciting, hopefully more just Josh Allen rolling through the NFL. Of course, I'm Devin. That is Zane, and this is Buffet Sports. If you want to be a part of the show, go ahead and comment down below. We didn't do it this week. I know, but no one really fucking cares. Um, Comment down below. Leave your take. If it's good enough, we'll talk about it. Otherwise, like the video if you like it. Of course, subscribe. If you haven't, it's the button right next to that. And then right next to that, there's a bell. Click it because then you'll get notified whenever we drop a video. We
And
do
it'll
short
make me come.
tons of short form. We just cracked the 500 video mark in our library, so there's tons of content. Just go eat it up. Go eat it up. Eat it up.
We are Buffet
Again,
Sports.
I'm Devin. That is Zane. This is Buffet Sports. It's all you can eat. Ciao.
Ciao.